Hey, aloha, it's Brian. I just made a post this morning saying that for every cause that you join in the fight against, you unknowingly join the army for. And a couple people challenged me on that, which is beautiful. I love and welcome that. And a couple people have been asking me questions here on Facebook and privately. What the hell and how do you deal with that? It's interesting what this stirs up for people. If you have not read my book, this might not make as much sense to you. But if you have, if you've been exposed to some of my earlier stuff, you'll know where I'm coming from with this. I'm just not going to do a big explanation. If you're living in one of the lower four paradigms, then what I'm saying actually won't really make sense to you. It will kind of make sense if you're living in the level 4 paradigm, which is being spiritual, trying to live as a spiritual being. When your paradigm is still in opposition to oneness, your paradigm is still in opposition to total energetic abundance and absolute freedom. You're trying to live it, but it seems confusing. And that's the place that I see these questions are really coming from, is mostly from the level 4 paradigm. So I'm speaking from the level 5 paradigm. Infinite, unlimited being is projecting out of eternity in order to have experience, creating time and space and all of the seeming opposites and contrasts that are here in this game, this hologram of time and space. When you get that that is true, then you learn that what you're focusing your energy into, what you're focusing your mind, your words, and your actions on, that's what you're creating. Because what is flowing into you and through you is all of the knowledge, information, and wisdom that has ever been and will ever be. It's eternal, not time-based, so there's no time limitations. And all the power that creates all the universes is flowing into you, through you, into the universe, and you're experiencing it as your body, your emotional body, your mental body, and the universe, which is in fact your body. The universe is the rest of your body. There's actually nothing out there, so there's no forces for you to fight against. When you notice something that you don't like, no matter what it is something in you that you have dissociated yourself from, that you learned as a child wasn't okay, that you learned at some point in the last 13 billion years since you created the Big Bang in order to have this experience. I know it's out there for some. I'm talking to you guys that are already somewhat familiar with this. The rest of you probably want to end this video right now to save yourself from further damage. But at any rate, projecting in, you're experiencing yourself. And you're experiencing when you don't like it, when it seems oppositional, when it seems scary or bad. It's actually those parts of yourself that you've dissociated from at some point in the last 13 billion years. The vast majority of it in this lifetime, when sitting around the dinner table, you were told, we don't deal with those kind of people. We don't go those kind of places. We're not like that. We don't. You learned those things were bad, or you learned it wasn't okay to express your emotions. You learned it wasn't okay for you to be you. It wasn't okay for you to say what you think or ask for what you want. You dissociated from those parts of yourself, and today those parts of you show up out there as the things that you don't like, that you fear, that seem to be bigger than you, that seem to be pre-existing you, multi-thousand-year-old energy institutional structures that seem very real. And when you fight them, you feed them. You can't reach out into the mirror and turn that frown into a smile. You have to smile. You have to be for what you're for. If you want to experience what you want, you have to be for what you're for. You can't join the fight against, because now all of your energy is flowing, all the knowledge, information, and wisdom that's ever been and will ever be, all the power that creates all universes on end, endlessly, forever and ever and ever, on top of one another forever, without putting a scratch in the paint of the inexhaustible capacity to create more universes. You're flowing that into what you're focused on. You're flowing that into what you're fighting. It's why Deepak Chopra says there's more people making a living off cancer than dying of it, because they have created this massive fight against cancer. Fight for the cure, race for the cure, help us in the battle for cancer. I am a cancer survivor. All of that puts all of our energy on cancer. What if you focused on health? People come to me quite often, and often in the store, people say, would you donate to help fight childhood cancer? And I say no, and they're like, oh, what an ass. No, I won't join the fight against childhood cancer, but I'm all about some childhood health for those who want it. I'm all about that. Those dollars don't do anything but feed the cancer epidemic. So no, I'm not wearing no pink ribbons, none of that stuff. Social issues. Well, I'm worried about deforestation. Plant a fucking tree. Don't join the people that are against the people deforesting. Join the people that are for foresting. If you don't like the idea of childhood rape, you're not going to get nowhere by hating and condemning those who have raped children. You're going to say, what is causing this? What madness in our parenting is creating children that are so empty and so confused and so terrified? Join being for love. If you're against racism, you're feeding it. Just love everybody and choose to spread love to everybody, kindness to everybody. It really isn't complicated. It's really simple. Look at whatever you think you're against and say, if I wasn't against this, what would I be for? And you're done. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you watched this video. I'm glad you survived this onslaught of information. Namaste. Now join something you're for.